Hello, my people. So just a quick one. This is kind of a spontaneous video. Um, I didn't talk about the waiting list last week. I mentioned that I was gonna talk about the waiting list as well during this season of entrance exam. Okay. So today I'm gonna talk about the waiting list, and the first thing I want to talk about is the meaning of this waiting list. Just like the name waiting list, it means that, for example, if a university needs, let's say, 15 or 20 students, and then they got 15 or 20, but they see that you are either eligible to be admitted or you are near eligible. So, which means maybe after the 20th person, they still have 21, 22, right up to 30 or 40 students that are still eligible for this program. So then they put them on the waiting list. So if you get an email telling you that you're on a waiting list, it means that there is a chance for you to get admitted. But that is only if one of the students, two of the students, three of the students find it difficult to make it through, in the sense that one of the students or two of them um, send a message or an email to the university stating that they can't proceed with this admission because they don't have enough money for the fees. It may also be due to sickness, for other reasons. So if they cancel their study place, then the university can send you an email because you are next on the waiting list, telling you that okay, you have been admitted, and you can proceed to the next stage. So that is what waiting list is all about. Now, I always get this question. I'm the 30th on the waiting list. I'm the fifth on the waiting list. Is there hope? Yes, there is hope. There is hope because students cancel their study place like all the time. Imagine you applied in, let's say, December or January, and we are in May. A lot can happen within 5 months or even 4 months. So maybe the student was financially ready then, but now the student is no longer financially ready. Maybe the student is not capable or fit due to health reasons. Maybe the student had already accepted another offer. For example, if they apply to different universities or different countries, maybe they've choose, like, okay, they prefer to go to another country or they prefer to go to another university, so they will cancel their study place. So as long as you're on waiting list, there is hope. But one thing you shouldn't do is sit waiting for that email that you've been admitted. That's something you shouldn't do, because you get anxious, you get depressed. So what you should do is, okay, I'm on waiting list, like, keep it, put it aside, and then you can now proceed with maybe applying during the September intake, and also applying to other schools or elsewhere. That's my advice if you're on waiting list. Okay, so you can just keep checking your emails, checking your spam, just to be sure. If you already have your admission email, not just for bachelor but for masters as well, we're in May, you should be booking your embassy appointment. That's for those in Nigeria. If you need to go to Nigeria, so those in Cameroon, in Ghana, make sure you book your VFS Global appointment. It is very important because the queue is insane. Okay, so that's something you should be doing. But before you even book that, you are supposed to have your bank statement ready. You are also supposed to have filled the online application. That's the one from Migris website. That's the immigration. So your fees has been paid, because that's the first thing. And then after that, after your fees has been paid, you need your bank statement, you need your health insurance. Okay, and then you are supposed to fill in the online application for a residence permit in Migris website. Filling the application online or applying for a residence permit online, it's much more easier, and also it doesn't take that much time. Okay, and it costs less as compared to you going to the maybe to VFS Global, to the embassy, and then filling the application. So please, you can fill it online. It is very easy. You have to create a profile through Enter Finland, and then from there you can fill it. And it's not something that you have to fill at once. Okay, you can fill, because like I said, you create a profile, log in, you fill, you continue, and there also it will be easy for Migri to, ask for additional documents if they want. So applying online, filling the application online is very I'll advise you to do that than you doing the paper application. All right. Okay. So for the bank statement, it's still the same, 6,720 euros. It doesn't matter the number of years you are studying in Finland. So for a 2 years program, it's 6,720 euros. For a 3 years program, it's 6,720 euros. For a 1 year program, it's 6,720 euros. For a 4 years program, it's 6,720 euros. Okay, because I get that question all the time. Since they are giving the my residence permit for throughout the duration of my studies, am I supposed to apply? Am I supposed to show more than that amount? No. And still with the health insurance, you are not supposed to buy your health insurance for the entire duration of your studies. So you just need to have health insurance for 1 year. You don't need to provide health insurance for 3 years, because your program will run for 3 years. So and it's so easy. You don't need to spend huge amount of money just to buy the health insurance for 1 year. Okay, something that can cost you around 200 euros. All right, and you can get it from your home country. You can also buy it online. So please go to Migri's website. It's very important at this point. Spend more time on Migri's website. As long as you're done with your admission, so you already have your admission letter, you've paid your fees, the next place you should be every day, check Migri's website. They have all the information there. Please, they will tell you the kind of bank statement you should have. They will tell you where to get your health insurance. They will, there's so much information on the website. They will even tell you about the processing times. You will see the different fee when it comes to you applying online or through paper application. So all these things I'm talking about is on Migri's website. And if you plan to move with your family as an international student, Migri also has the information about your bank statement, about the means of support. Remember, if you are not moving to Finland alone, your bank statement or the balance of your bank statement, that's the means of support, will not be 6,720, it will be more according to the number of your family. So if you're a family of two, it will be different. Family of three, family of four, so it keeps adding. Please rush to Migri website. It is very, very important to take note of this different information. One more thing I want to mention is about sponsorship. Yes. Why is sponsorship so important? Sponsorship is so important because the immigration is keen when it comes to how you're going to survive in Finland. Yes, you are coming to study, but how are you going to survive? You have rent to pay, you have bills, so how are you going to survive? And as an international student, you are not allowed to work full time. So how are you going to survive as an international student? So they want to know more. So for example, if you have not been working, how come you have 6,720 euros in your bank account? Common sense. There's no way, you've not been working, there's no way you get this money unless someone give it to you. So who is that person? That's what we call sponsorship. Who is that person that is sponsoring your education? Who is that person that is like that has put this money into your account? Who is that person that will be in charge of taking care of you while you are studying in Finland? So that is where sponsorship comes to play. On the other hand, if you've been employed before or you are still employed but you want to further your studies, you don't need a sponsor as long as you have a work contract and pay slip. So once you have your pay slip, once you have your um work contract, you don't need a sponsor because you are sponsoring yourself. People work, save money, and then move abroad to further their studies. So it's not something that you need to earn high. No, 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 no. As long as you have your contract, as long as you have your pay slip showing that like you've been earning money monthly and you've been saving this money, so you're good to go. If you are not employed, if you don't have these two things, it doesn't matter if you've been employed. If you don't have work contract, pay slip, look for a sponsor because there's no way you're gonna justify where you have this money unless you say that you are a business person, like an entrepreneur. And when it comes to entrepreneurs, that's another tough one because you need to show documents about your business. You need to show the tax report and other documents. So don't even joke with this one because they know that obviously students can get money from somewhere just to move, but if you have a good justification as to where this money is coming from, you are good to go. So if your parents are sponsoring your studies, that's good. Okay, you put them as your sponsor. If your brother is sponsoring your study or your sister, that's good. Okay, but you can't say that your cousin is sponsoring. It should be your immediate family or your boss. That's another option. So if you are working in a company and your boss is aware that you are coming here to further your studies and come back to work in the company and they agree to sponsor you, then they are your sponsor. Okay, but if you are working and you want to move on your own but you have your pay slip and your work contract, still you don't need a sponsor. You can sponsor yourself. All right. So I hope I'm clear on this. I really, really do hope this is clear enough on sponsorship because sponsorship, it's a big deal when it comes to applying for a residence permit. It is. And they don't need to bother about school fees. You're not paying school fees to them. Immigration is more focused on how you're gonna survive here in Finland. Yes. How are you going to survive? So they're not gonna calculate, okay, you have to pay your fees. No, how are you going to survive? Even before this whole implementation of fees, they used to ask this 6,720 euros. They used to ask you for this means of support. So it's not just about the fees, it's about how you're gonna survive here in Finland because whether we like it or not, if you move to a country where you don't have any money, you don't have any means of support, how will you study? That's why some students they stop going to school because they need to look for money to to finance their lifestyle and everything. So that's why immigration is keen to know like who will be sponsoring you while you are going to school. Do you have enough money? And if you do, where do you get this money from? That's all about sponsorship.